Morning, Naren.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning, Naren. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Prakash. I'm very, very good.
Okay. So I'm sure you had a lovely time yesterday evening.
Had a great time. We all went to the hockey last night, the Hockey World Cup final, Belgium versus Netherlands, and it was a very tight match, 0-0 in the end, and it finished on penalties. Belgium won, deservedly, and all in all, a very good evening.
Oh, very nice. So what is the best thing which you liked on the stadium?
The energy, I must say, the energy after every point, after every shot, after every tackle was really, really palpable. And the one thing I also really enjoyed was the fireworks after every goal. Fireworks lit off in the air, and I thought that was a very nice addition to the whole ambience of the stadium.
So according to you, who was supposed to win the match?
Belgium. They played better, and they won the match deservedly on penalties.
Very nice. So I'm sure this has been never there in your agenda while you planned for this visit.
No, not at all. I mean, I only found out about the Hockey World Cup upon arriving at Bhubaneswar at the airport. We saw the signs and we realised the Hockey World Cup was on, and it was probably the perfect timing with respect to our arrival and our exchange.
Good for you.
Really good for us, yeah.
Okay. So the purpose for which you came is to do this particular project at Centurion University with respect to having the e-rickshaw and also using the UMBC products and creating a coffee cart.
Correct.
How successful you think you were in achieving that?
I think we were very successful. I'm very, very proud of all the work we've done together as a team. We came here 3 weeks ago, having been briefed about this project by Ron Harper, our liaison back in Australia, and we came here. It took us a bit of time to get used to obviously the staff, the personnel, understand the business models and the way things worked here. But over the course of the 3 weeks, we spent a lot of time conducting market research, doing our own work, our own research, talking to people, and obviously you were at our presentation as well, and we managed to create a business report and a formal business plan for the UMBC and Centurion to take forward if they choose to do so.
So over the last 2 weeks, you happened to be here. What is the best thing you liked about Centurion University? Because you had worked with the ecosystem.
Well, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I would say are very different to most universities in the way things work around here. If I had to tell you one thing that I really enjoyed the most about the university, I think it's the self-sustaining model that works around here. I think on our first day we had the tour of the university and we went to the apparel center, and we learnt there that they actually made the uniforms for the students on campus. We then visited the woodwork center and we realized they made the furniture for the university on campus. So the fact that everything is done on campus for students here is quite remarkable. It's something I've never come across before.
So what's your key learning point which you will take away from here? If I have to say 3 of them, if you can articulate.
If 3 key learning points. Okay, well, I think one of the biggest for me learning points was just pure communication. Because we managed to meet a lot of people, had a lot of meetings, and there was a lot of exchange of information consistently over the course of the 3 weeks, and gauging conversations and making sure conversations are going the right path was something I was learning a lot of, and extracting information was another big point I had to work on when I was here. That was one thing. The second thing was the pure business side of the actual program. I'm not a business student originally. I'm actually a law and arts student, so this was relatively new to me, like the whole market research, costing analysis, and making a business plan together. So that was something new for me, and that's one of the main reasons I actually picked the program, because it was something I'd never done before and something I wanted to learn. And the third learning point, if I had to choose right now, would be experiencing university in India. I've been to India before. I'm originally from this country, but I've never had a chance to see university life from this perspective. So interacting with students and seeing the city, a city I've never been to before, a university I've never heard of before, but now I will hold dear in my heart forever, for sure.
Good. Nice to hear that from you. What would be the action point? I'm sure you have planned the way you want to go ahead after this. There was a purpose why you are here, as you rightly said.
Yep.
So what is the kind of action point you want to carry?
Well, the action point from this program, at least, is actually taking the coffee cart forward and actually making it a reality. Now, we've done all we can on our end in terms of creating the idea. Now all we can do is handball it to you and the team at Centurion and Jakesh and Subrat at the UMBC, because it's up to you guys now to work together and make the decisions, the important decisions. And what we can do is we can offer you our strategic support from Australia, obviously, but in the end, ideally, we'd love to all see an Orissa barista roaming down the streets of Bhubaneswar selling coffee to people.
Good. So, let me shift a little more because of your kind of time which you've spent over 2 weeks. What has been your levels of engagement with the students, or how difficult was it to talk to the students or the professors here? Was it easy? Was it good? Was it engaging? Was it insightful? What was it?
I think at the start, you could definitely tell with the students, it was very, very clear that we weren't from Centurion, and it was, you walked around campus and the students looked at you like you were from another country, another planet. And it took a bit of time, fair enough, to get used to it, but slowly we had students actually approaching us and introducing themselves to us, which was actually very encouraging, because it takes a lot of guts to actually come up to someone that's from a foreign country and to introduce themselves. And slowly we played a lot of sports, and every time we played sports with different groups, we meet new students, and we had a chance obviously to interact with students at different occasions. And I think it was very, very rewarding the whole experience, all in all, meeting students here.
Very nice to hear from you, and we wish you all the best for all your future endeavors, and hope to see you and be connected. I think we'll be more in terms of being offline, but then I think that there is so much to do, and we look forward to that.
Of course, we're now a part of Centurion, and we look to do all our best to make sure we stay connected with this university and this wonderful institution. Thank you.
So anything which you want to share other than what I asked you from your own side as a last statement?
Yes, actually, I think in terms of Centurion as a university, it's 6 years old, I think, 6 or 7 years old now, and it's relatively new and still developing, and I think it's done a great job so far in terms of developing a culture, developing a strong mindset for students around here. And I think it's really, really impressive to see the growth of students and the work that the university is really doing.
So any feedback for the university from your side, the way we are and what we should do?
In terms of feedback, I mean, this might be my Australian mindset speaking here, but I think maybe the rules might be too rigorous for students here. I mean, I don't agree with certain things such as like the uniforms or the strict timetables, because I believe at university students should have a certain amount of autonomy in terms of the way they function, because sometimes you get the impression that it may be a school as opposed to university because of the timetabling and the fairly rigid schedule. So at university, students should have a chance to actually explore other sides of themselves, not just the academic side. And I'm sure Centurion are doing what they can to facilitate that, but from my perspective, from a Western perspective, I think students are afforded a bit more autonomy so they can explore other sides of their life, not just...
So a little more space can be given.
Exactly. I think a lot more space can be afforded to students, and I think it's healthy for all parties involved, a bit of space for students, because they'll develop as more rounded individuals at the end of their stays here.
So thank you and have a nice flight.
Thank you. I will have a nice flight. Appreciate it.